So before we get on to Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, I do want to take a couple minutes to talk about what I was kind of leaning towards talking about at the end of the ban list reaction video, which I was thinking of doing as its own video, but seeing as it kind of looks like we already got our answer to the issue, although be it not officially, I just want to go over it quickly here because I do think it deserves to be addressed. So, the issue I was talking about in question is regionals. Yeah, let's just get right on into it. So last Friday, Konami put out the statement that starting with the Burst of Destiny format, regionals can happen again. And if you just stopped at that first sentence, you probably got really fucking excited and happy like I am, because I miss regionals, man. I only went to that CGU bullshit because there's nothing else to do. Like, I miss regionals. I miss getting up at 5 in the morning to drive 2.5 hours only so you can brick 3 rounds in a row, drop, and wonder what you're doing with your life. I miss all this shit. And I have my invite. Like, I got my invite, like, at the end of 2019. So I'm good for Nationals in 2022, but, you know, you miss it. You miss being around 100 some odd other smelly nerds playing children's card games. Like, you want it back. But then the rest of that statement happened, which is it will be online only. They didn't really give any other details. Is it still hosted through a specific OTS? I guess so. How does it work with servers? All this, all that, blah, blah, blah. And also, if a store were to hold an in-person regional, they lose their OTS license. So they're very serious about this whole thing. And collectively, everyone groaned and got mad and annoyed. And look, while I am also missing of regionals, and while I think you have every right in the world to be mad that as some things are coming back, we can't have Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals back. And when you look at the state of the world, and the reason we are kind of falling behind and things getting better is because of frickin' morons. Yeah, you should be mad. You have every right to be mad. But then you still have to remember reality, and that is things have stopped getting better. Progress is slowing down. And a lot of people are unfortunately getting sick with the Delta variant, and deaths are disturbingly high. So yeah, I could understand why if you're Konami, you're gonna look at that and think, we can't plan in-person things of like 100 some odd people for the next 3 months out. Like, we can't. Like, you can't. And people will be like, well, Gen Con just happened, and New York Comic Con is happening. Make no mistake, Konami is watching those intensely to see how they go and what they can use in order to give us events back. Like, it's not like they're just sitting around doing nothing. Like, they are preparing in every way they can, but, yeah, that's the problem with an unprecedented situation is it's unprecedented. You don't really know what to do. And so I think that's a lot of why they've been very cautious and very quiet. I don't even remember Bushiroad, Wizards, Pokemon. Like, they're all not doing in-person events. They're all being slow and dragging their feet with it because they kind of have to, because all it takes is a few people to start catching COVID and it to turn out, oh, it was from one of those Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. And you know Konami will catch hell for that. So while it sucks, it kind of is what it has to be for now, because, and I think there were a couple clues to this in the statement. Clue 1, they give you, it's not like before where it was like 6 months, no locals. They specifically said the Burst of Destiny format, which gives you a time frame of when they can say virtual regionals only. That translates to October to like January. Okay, that's interesting. When they gave their statement, not when locals came back, but the statement before, they gave a specific time frame, not a long 6-month period, but like, I think in that case it was a month, 2 months, but it was a specific time frame because they were preparing and gearing up for it, but they still gave themselves the out in case things got worse. That's kind of what they've done here. They give you a specific date that things can happen. The ban list that just drops. The next one can go into effect like mid-January. That's a long-ass time for this format. because that would be when they would be hoping to start regionals again. And again, all this is speculation. All this is still my opinion and my assumption based on what we have had. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. But then, we got, in my opinion, the biggest insinuation that everything's going to be okay. This was discovered Monday, and that is that on the Pasadena Convention Center, I guess that's what it's called. I didn't bother to remember. On the Pasadena Convention website, it specifically lists for like middle of January 2022, Yu-Gi-Oh! Champion Series Pasadena. There you go. That's the plan. The whole thing is based around the idea that you can get things going in 2022. Konami's trying. They're working hard. It's easy to blame everything on Konami. Hell, I've done it from time to time, but you have to cut them some slack here. Maybe you think they handled things wrong, handled things right, but they're trying. Like, we can blame them for everything we want. We always do. But I think in this instance, cut them a little slack. I think the goal is to get us back to in-person events and in-person nationals next year. There's just a lot of shit for them to deal with. And I think we're kind of seeing the after effects of that. So yeah, that's my opinion on the whole thing. Maybe you think differently. That's totally fine. In the comments section below, tell me about that. And, oh shit, I forgot. This was supposed to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's reaction video. Anyways, let's record that next. Click to like, click to subscribe. Toodles!